Alright, in this video, we're going to go to photopea.com or Photoshop, either one. They are the same. And we're going to focus on creating a sticker. Now, stickers in video games are often used for self-contained images that look like they fit the world. So we'll want to start by going to New Project, selecting Instagram or a square ratio. And then I'll change this to 256 by 256. And that'll give me my size for my image. And then I'll call this sticker 01 because that's what I'm going to name it. And then 72 in pixels. We'll hit create and we'll get this. Now, once we get this, we can go to pexels.com, so pexels.com. And we're going to use this funny bird, but I'll show you how to get there. Go to pexels.com and you would type in here, make sure this is on photos, not videos. These are free to use, so pexels.com is good for that. And then you type bunny, and we're going to click this bird. I'm going to click bird. You could pick whatever for this, but I'm just showing you how it works inside of or for Unity and how you create one. So I'll right-click on this, hit copy image, and I'll paste. Now I'll need to scale this. Again, I'll zoom out like in the other video. I'll zoom out by holding space and control, left-click to drag to zoom out, and I'll go to edit, retransform, and I'll scale it down from the corner, holding Alt to scale to the center, and I'll position it as I see fit for my sticker. Now the next step here is to create a cropping or a area around this. We don't want to use the full size of this. We want to use it, like cut it down so it feels like a sticker. So in order to do that with an image like this, one way that we could do it is just go to our ellipse tool, and we could scale from the center by holding Alt and Shift if we wanted to be a uniform circle. And then we could move it into place, so I'll do that. And if it's not quite large enough, I can right-click and go to Transform Selection and hold Alt again, scaling it up a little bit more so it's centered and it's the right size we're looking for. Then with this, what I can do is I can go to Select Inverse, and it'll give me the outline of it, and I could delete that section, creating just the image right there. Or another way to do this, to keep the information in case we want to use it later, we could go back to where we had it selected right here. And with this layer selected on the right side, in layers, we can click this little circle on a rectangle, and that'll mask. So what that means is that whatever is selected will be shown, and then it'll get rid of this around it. But the cool thing about a mask is you can go to your brush tool right here, select the mask, and wherever you paint white, will show back up. So you didn't actually delete anything, you just hit it. That's the cool thing about using masks. And anywhere you paint black will also disappear. So that's a fun thing you can do there as well. And then we can turn off this eye right here on the background layer to get rid of it. So now we have this cool looking sticker we could put in our world. And if we wanted to add, say, like a border to it to give it even more of a sticker effect, we could double click on this layer's outline right here, this section. And we could see all these new layer options or layer style options. And we could say stroke, and then we could change the stroke by selecting it, turning it on, and then selecting the section. And we can change this to inside if we wanted it to be inside the layer, or we could do outside as well. If we wanted it to be outside, we could change the sizing to give it like a black if we wanted it to have a black outline. We could also give it on the inside, we could change, and it'll scale towards the center, which is good. And we can also drop the opacity if we wanted to like blend it to whatever it's going to be stuck onto. So I might drop the opacity just a little bit to have it blend a little bit in the game or in a game. And then I'll hit OK. It's how we got this sticker or this cutout, right? It doesn't go all the way to the edge of our image. And in order to finalize this, we would just go File, Export as PNG. But first, we want to make sure we save it, remember? So we go Save PSD. And we'll say in our downloads folder, we'll just call it sticker 01 and hit Save. And that'll save the PSD file. And we go File, Export as PNG to get a sticker that can go into our game. So PNG file. And then again, that's File, Export as PNG. Save. Let it name it the same as the project, and hit save, and now we've got that cool file. Another thing you can do is not use other images or photo manipulation on free images, but you can use your own images. So I'll turn this off, and we'll just draw a sticker in here. So with white, we'll just draw something on another layer. So I'll go add another layer down here with the sticky note icon, and with white selected, I'll just draw right here. creating some sort of goofy face, just to show you how you can do this to make stickers or add things into games that you might want to add in. So now we got this smiley face looking thing with a tongue coming out of his mouth, and we're going to export that the same way. So I'm going to go File, Export, PNG, and I'll just call this sticker 2, and I'll hit save. This will pop up here again in our downloads folder. We hit save. And that's how you can go ahead and create stickers for games or whatever you want to create. Just to show you how you would add it into Unity, I'll go ahead and drop or pull Unity over. We'll open up Unity, and I'll add a 3D object cube. And I'll also add a plane. Usually we use a plane for stickers because we don't want anything on the backside of a sticker. It's meant to be like a sticker, like a piece of paper. And a plane doesn't have a backside that renders. So I'll just show you these two. And we'll do what we normally do. We add in any texture script here. So I'll go to my scripts, texture on this one. And then we can see once we add in our textures for our stickers, we'll be able to drop them in. So I'll take these two stickers from over here, and I'll drop them into our folder. And you'll notice they have this like black outline. That black is transparent, and I'll show you how to set it up. So first we'll select this one, and I'll drag in our crazy looking face. And then we'll select this one, and I'll drag in our goofy face. And how do we make them transparent? Well, we go into the material right here, and we change this to cutout. And you'll see it cuts out the black. So with the object selected, you go in underneath texture into its material, and you go to opaque, and you change this to cutout, and it cuts out the material. But this is why we use it on a plane right here. You can see it's created more textures on each side of the cube. If you wanted to use this, you could, or you could put it on a plane, and then it would give you a better result. So here, I could change it just by changing the texture. So if I wanted to change this, I could change it. And now we get a sticker that's in our world. And if we wanted to move this sticker, for instance, we could, and we could put it onto things. So if I wanted to put this like on here, I could. And then we could put it like up here. And maybe this level we're going to would be some sort of weird ostrich level. And that's how you begin to use stickers inside of games. And you create them from Photopea easily. And then they render in your world. Now, another cool thing, just like a seamless texture, you can go into a texture like this on a sticker and go to the materials underneath the texture and add color onto it, just like in the seamless texture. But if you have a texture like this sticker that we see down here, if that's the texture you have where it's just white, it'll let you put different colors on different images or logos or things like that, which is why you would want to create something like this that doesn't have more information. You could stick this onto things. Like if I wanted to put it over here, I could put faces on these blocks easily, things like that. So yeah, that's how you create stickers and use them inside of Unity. And I hope you enjoyed the video and check out some of the other videos later. All right, one other thing I want to add to the video just to clarify is you can cut out an image to be the shape of an image for stickers as well. So the way you do that is go to an image you like, right click, copy image, go to photo, cut it, paste, same as before, allow it, and then we would scale this, so edit, ray transform, Alt can grab the corner to scale it from the corner to be like center, scaling center, but you're grabbing the corner. And then here we would just place it. Now we could go in here and cut this out. So one way we can do that is to use the select remove background. And I'm going to try to do this. Hopefully it'll work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It might make you watch an ad. If it makes you watch an ad, just wait for the ad to go away. You can turn the sound off if need be, but it is what it is. And it should finish. Then try to cut it out, but you can see here it doesn't always work with cutting it out like that. So we can go into our layer right here, and we can bring back what we want by adding white and adding black to what we don't want. So here I'll just remove this and then with white. So we got my brush tool, left to remove, white to bring it back. So I'll just add this to bring it back. And we're just painting here until we bring back the actual shape of the butterfly. And this is just a quick way to cut out most of the background. But the other way would be with selection tools or your brush normally. So I'll just cut down through all this real quick, and then I'll try to clean up the edges. So I'll do this, draw through here. And notice I'm just kind of filling in the center right now. Not too worried about the edges, because I want to cut out the actual butterfly. So once we get all this, I'll flip my color to black with X on the keyboard. I flip back to white. Now I can zoom in using Control Space left click. And I'll just here clean this up right here. And then here I'll clean up the antenna as well. And I'm changing the brush size on the fly by doing Alt, right click, and up and down on the mouse, or left and right on the mouse, to do size and the edge or the fall off, which is known as hardness. And then using hex, I flip back to my black. And then using white, I flip back, or then using the black, I cut out this section. And here I'll cut out the section as well. And now we're just going to work our way around with black, just getting rid of anything that doesn't fit very well. And once we have this, just like before, we're going to export it into Unity just to show you why this can be used as well, and not just like shapes like a circle cutout or a regular drawing that you replace the color on. So now I'm almost done here. Cut this part out. And then we'll flip it with X to bring back this corner right here. Now flip it back with X on the keyboard. You can also flip your color right here with this little arrow. Could flip, or just hitting X on the keyboard to flip between your foreground and background colors for your brush. Then in here, we're just going to make sure we're getting rid of all this stuff on the edge. Cleaning it all up. Here's some leftovers. I'm getting lag because I'm recording this, so if you see my mouse jump, that's what that is. But bring this back a little bit. Bring back the edge by flipping the mouse. Then we flip it over to white, or flipping the color, not the mouse. And we just keep working until we get the fall off we're looking for. In here, I'm just going to clean up this edge a bit. You can also click a place and then shift click another place to draw a straight line. Like that was a pretty straight line. So I just did that to create that straight line mark, which is an easy way to draw a long straight line with the brush or the eraser tool, either one. And I'll just finish this off. I'm just flipping again from black to white with my brush and painting in this mask in order to remove the edges and get a nice image. And this is something we do normally to create stickers, just clean up edges and do edge work like this. You try to find the best word, blow, to make this go quickly when you're doing stuff like this. Again, for video, I'm showing you this way, but I could have selected it with selection or magic wand or things like that. But you can just do this with brush and eraser as well. So once you're done, you get something like this. You turn off your background layer. You should see the checker pattern around it. And then you go File, Export, PNG. We're going to call this Butterfly. And I lagged on the last part of the name there, so Butterfly. I'm going to want to do this as 256, so I don't know why I didn't do it as 256 originally, so just to correct this, to make it 256, what I could do is go to Image Size, and change these to 256. Click this, and they'll both change. If this is on, like if that's off, but if this is on, it'll make both of them match. Then I'll hit OK, and it'll change my image size to 256. And then I can go File, Export PNG, Butterfly, save, and that'll go to our downloads. We'll just say save the butterfly. One more thing I forgot to mention. In here, if you're changing the image size or you're scaling, like if you're going to edit pre-transform, either one of these, scaling this way or changing the image size, it's good to change this from bilinear to nearest neighbor, because it'll prevent distortion in your image. So just know if you're scaling and you're getting distortion, either with pre-transform or with changing the image size, you can change that to nearest neighbor to make it not blur your image at all. And now we can open this folder, just like before. We can drag it into our Unity project. So here's our Unity project textures. We'll drag this in. And once we drag that in, we'll see it pop up here. And then we can go to our image or our plane And I've already put the texture script on here so you can see. I know I did it, so we'll do that real quick. We'll go to scripts, grab our texture script, drag it onto the plane, select the plane. Now you see the texture script. Go back to textures, drag this onto the texture option. And then in here, remember, we need to change this shader. We need to open it and go down to opaque and change it to cut out. And now you'll see we get this butterfly right here. And the cool thing is now it's actually like art on the walls, so it's cut out and able to be moved and positioned where you would like. So things don't have to be circles or and drawn simple. It can also be like detailed art that you move around on the wall as well. Just wanted to clarify that for when you're creating stickers. It's not just simple shapes or simple imagery. It's also detailed imagery if you want it to be. Hope you enjoyed the video. Later.